I would now like to officially call this session to order. Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, Gender, the Family, Persons with Disabilities and Youth. His Excellency Ambassador Calvin Ho, Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Senior Assistant Secretary, Mrs. Rosina Rage, Assistant Secretary, Mr. Clotoni, Heads of Department within the Ministry of National Mobilization, former Deputy Director of the NIS, Ms. Minerva Glasgow, former Principal, Mrs. Ann Jones, staff of the Ministry of National Mobilization, recipient agencies, the media, good morning and welcome to us here this morning. Today we are here for the handing over of items to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a charitable donation from the Republic of China, Taiwan. Through the embassy here, we are recipients of containers of items from two charitable organizations out of Taiwan. We have the Simple Health Foundation, which was formed in 2000 by founder and President Tina Bow. And the Simple Health Foundation, it's a non-profit, and it has locations in Los Angeles, California, in the US, and of course in Taiwan. And its mission is to relieve poverty by providing emergency disaster relief, vocational training, and shelter and care for the homeless and elderly. Of course, you will recognize that the Ministry of National Mobilization also has this as part of its mandate. They work to empower people living in poverty so that they can sustain themselves and their families within their own environment. Again, you're cognizant of the fact that this is the direction that the Ministry of National Mobilization, through its varied divisions, continue to work to empower persons within their communities to be sustainable and viable at the same time. Simple Health Foundation wasn't alone with their charitable donation. There's also the Wu Tong Chi. I got it right? Well, that was close as I'll be able to pronounce my Taiwanese. All right. But they also are a charitable organization, and they also do public welfare in Taiwan. And with their collaboration with the embassy here, they also made a donation. And so the ministry is very happy that we'll be having some 18 recipients through varied programs and collaborative efforts within the ministry, within the communities, and intra-ministries, where we collaborate to ensure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to be a sustainable and viable place where we can live. And so this morning I ask that we put our hands together for the Embassy of the Republic of China and Taiwan, and also to the two foundations who have made these remarkable donations for our people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So it's not my place to say thank you yet, Ambassador, but I want to say thank you on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for this donation. At this time, I would invite His Excellency Ambassador Calvin Ho to address us this morning. Put your hands together.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, Family, Gender Affairs, Persons with Disabilities, and non-governmental organizations. Permanent Secretary is not with us today. All the senior officials here, and a representative from various organizations, friends of the media, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pleasant good morning. I'm very, very glad to attend once again the similar handing over ceremony. Last time I remember, if you see your pamphlets, you can see the photo of last time our donation. But I'm so glad today I can be I'm visiting this side of beautiful island. I don't have many chances to come to this part of the but it's very unique for me. Not only visit some sightseeing parts of the country, but also come into the communities to join with local people here, local friends here. And even though we are facing COVID-19 all over the world, every country, but however, when I learned that we are going to have a donation ceremony again, I'm so glad. I want to come here more frequently, and I feel this ceremony is so meaningful, so that I really like to participate in myself in person. So on behalf of my government, the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, I do have great pleasure to hand over 2 containers. The chairperson just said that 2 containers of relief goods and fabrics from 2 NGO. One is more familiar, Simply Help Foundation. The other one, let me pronounce, Wu Junjie. Wu Junjie is a person's name. Wu Junjie Foundation for Charity and Public Welfare to the government and the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines. This year, in light of closer relations shared by our 2 countries and with the strong support from President Tina Bao of the foundation, which you already know is a U.S. registered non-profit organization. This foundation has donated 736 boxes of items with value of total roughly $78,000 US. And these items you can see in the back part of this room. We have many things. We have, but I didn't see women clothes here, but I see some shoes, fashion shoes, pillows, toys, soccer balls, lens wipes, ceramics, and baskets, a lot of things. I think they are all very useful, and it's very useful to people. Sometimes I'm doing something, some work together with your government. I cannot see myself for how good, how meaningful we are doing, but to attend a ceremony like this, I can see it for myself. And this donation makes the total contribution to your good country over 2,000 boxes of various items from this organization, Simply Help Foundation, over the last 4 years. And as for the fabric donation, the Wu Junjie Foundation for Charity and Public Welfare is a Taiwan-based non-governmental charity organization. It's actually located in the southern part of Taiwan. It has collaborated with Simply Help Foundation in year 2017 and also 2018. That's the year I came to this country. And this year, year 2020, Wu Junjie Foundation has donated 439 rolls of fabrics, and with the value is in total roughly US 43,000 US dollars, and to your country. And these fabrics, to me, it's very useful. It could be provide some skill training programs for people in need, and to that those not only I think this advantage women, but also for women, they wish to learn, as I mentioned, to to one of the government officials here. My grandma actually was a very good tailor before. So every time when I see clothes like this, I always remember my grandma. And so for those women here, when they receive the clothes, they can use their sewing skills to lift them. I don't think not only from our property, but also to live in the future. So today, I officially hand over 736 boxes of items and 439 rolls of fabrics to the people and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Minister Stevenson and also to all the staffs, to every single our government official and friends. Because without your assistance and endeavors, we will not be able to make today's ceremony and all the distribution work so successful. So the collaboration between our people demonstrate the core value of the friendship, and that between our two countries. And I'm convinced that long-term friendship between our two countries will be cherished and strengthened. And I hope that these items from the people of Taiwan will not only be beneficial to well-being of the people of your beautiful country, but also strengthen the ties between us in the future. So thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again, His Excellency Ambassador. It would be remiss of me not to recognize within our midst also Ms. Lucy Wan, who has been a tremendous support through this and has helped us pretty much in all of what we're doing. So, Ms. Wan, thank you also for your contribution to this effort. At this time, we invite the Honorable Minister to address us this morning, Honorable Frederick Stevenson.
Thank you very much, Phil Cole, Your Excellency Ambassador Calvin Ho, the Republic of China, Taiwan, and other staff members, Ms. Rosina Rahid, Senior Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of National Mobilization, and other officials within the Ministry of National Mobilization. I recognize the presence of Dr. Minerva Glasgow, who's here with us this morning, and I see my very good friend Ann Jones, and all of you who are here this morning from different organizations in this community here, who are part of the handing over ceremony and reception of the goodies that we have gotten from our friends in Taiwan. Let me first of all apologize for being a little late. You know, we are into the heightened process and discussions have been held in relation to COVID-19. And before coming here, I had to be in conversations. As you heard, the permanent secretary is not here because she's gone to a meeting at the cabinet room to further discuss the issues, because we must be cognizant of the fact that the Ministry of National Mobilization, if something further happens, that the Ministry of National Mobilization is the forefront ministry in relation to dealing with issues in relation to COVID. So we had to put all of those things into perspective. I want us also to, as a ministry and as a people, this is the first time I'm getting to address the the issue of COVID, and I want to say to our people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that we must listen to the voice that is telling us what we ought to do. There are many other voices out there, and a lot of people are still in confusion, and a lot of persons are worried, a lot of persons are scared, some people are angry because they're not listening to the right voices. We have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the moment the official statistics from the Ministry of Health that there's one confirmed case of COVID in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let us not go from that. The Ministry of Health officials are the persons who are responsible for disseminating that kind of information, and if further information comes, the Ministry of Health is the one who would give that information. And I want to say to our people, listen to the bulletins, do the necessary things, wash your hands, use a hand sanitizer, do not rub your faces, and if we listen and we are cautious, and we do not panic, we can overcome this virus like we have overcome several other viruses that have gone before. And we see in the work that the government of Taiwan is doing. They're one of the advanced and developing countries in the world, and we see the number of COVID persons who have contracted COVID is not as, I don't think the last report I saw you had 20. It's increased now. But the last report I think I saw, Taiwan had about 20. And other places around the world are skyrocketing. The people of Taiwan must be doing something right, and we want to commend them for the work that they do in relation to these things, and we know that they would continue to help in that field. Just recently I saw Ambassador handing over a piece of equipment, a vehicle, to the Ministry of Health in terms of a mobile diabetics facility, so that they could drive anywhere in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and test somebody and be able to give some sort of treatment in relation to diabetes. And we also want to thank you very much for that important contribution. Today we are here because the two foundations, the Simply Health Foundation under the presidency of Tina Bao, have handed over a 40-foot container of several different items, and you heard the ambassador mention some of them. I see in the back there lovely fancy shoes, and we have some toys, we have soccer balls, among many other items. That value of that 40-foot container is $78,000 US. And $78,000 US translated into Eastern Caribbean dollars is 208,000 EC dollars. That is a significant donation. Sometimes some of us hear the US value, and we don't pay much attention to it, because sometimes persons do not know the equivalent of the US dollar to the EC dollar. So some persons may take it for granted. But if you one individual here today, you have $78,000 and you own a piece of land, about 10,000 square foot of land. You can build a 3-4 bedroom house, upstairs and downstairs, with that. Huh? So you see the value of the items that we have in that container from Tina Bao. 78,000 EC, 78,000 US, 208,000 EC dollars. And to spread those items throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the needy and those who cannot afford some of these items for themselves. And I hope that we look for the persons in need and distribute them in a manner where the ministry mandate is to uplift the poor and the needy. Secondly, the Wuthon-Chi Foundation has sent us again a 20-foot container containing 439 rolls of fabric at the cost of US $43,000, which is equivalent to 114,000 EC dollars. This must be the fourth container that we have gotten from this foundation so far. And as I mentioned to the ambassador and the previous ambassador, that I would hope to see that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we develop some small cooperatives in terms of manufacturing. Within our communities, we have persons who are seamstresses and so on, and tailors. And this is an important agent where we can offer a handout to several individuals in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Again, the mandate of the ministry is to help you to gain a skill so that we do not have to keep you on public assistance. But if you have a skill as a seamstress or a tailor, you can do wonders. I was talking yesterday, Prime Minister was talking about the days when there used to be harvest and so on in communities. And I was saying to the Prime Minister and Sir Louis Straker that I remember one year I had to go to harvest, and they bought the piece of cloth to make a pants, and I took it to the tailor a whole week before the harvest, Your Excellency. And he would say, come back every day. And I was so anxious to get my new pants, because at harvest time you had to have a new pants and a new shirt, because you had to go and recite a poem on stage and you have to look good. And I went the Tuesday, he wasn't finished, the cloth was still in the bag. Wednesday, the cloth was still in the bag. Thursday, the cloth was still in the bag. Friday, the cloth was still in the bag. Saturday night, I left, the cloth was still in the bag. Sunday, after 12, is when I got the pants, because I needed it for 3 o'clock. Why? Because there was only one tailor in the community. But if we use this opportunity with the materials we have here, and there are several other young tailors who are coming on stream, and if we use that to train other persons, then getting a pants with this modern age will not take a whole week. the new kinds of machines that we have this day. Those days were the Singer machines, and they had to be pressing and so on. And Ann Jones and Dr. Meneva would know about those things. I think everybody else here too young. I'm in that. So I know about sewing machine. I see everybody get it up and get it antsy. But we have to see how best we can use these materials to train young persons and other persons in our communities the skills of garment making and so on and so forth. Last day I asked the Gender Affairs La Fleur to give some materials to the schools in the community, and most of those schools use the materials, Your Excellency, as part of their home economics program, clothing and textile program within the schools. And we want to thank you very much for this tremendous gifts this morning. In total, the two containers amounts to 322,810 EC dollars. And again, that is a significant input into St. Vincent and the Grenadines at this particular time. I want to say to the organizations and the persons who would receive these items to use them. Use them well. And we look forward to, once this COVID-19 virus is over, we look forward to welcoming Ms. Tina Bow to St. Vincent and the Grenadines sometime in June or July this year. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless us all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Today also is a very good day, because one other segment of our population is also celebrating. Yeah, I wore my socks. So I put on my pretty socks to be in support, and I noticed that there are others wearing their little ribbons on their clothing. It's all a part of, today is celebrated worldwide as World Down Syndrome Day. Tomorrow. Oh, but we're celebrating today. Okay. Sorry, I was just reading what was said. So we're celebrating today for tomorrow, and as part of that activity, you're going to see persons in the blue and yellow ribbons around town, and that's where we are commemorating those persons. So we are partnering, the ministry is partnering with special needs, the School for Children with Special Needs, the Helping Hands School, and persons with disabilities. So every part of our population is reflected in the work that is being done by the ministry. And if I'm not incorrect, Minister, I think this would have been the 5th container that the folks are sending with the material. So again, we just really want to say, Ambassador, thank you on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We would be showing our expression of thanks, and to do so, in the absence of our permanent secretary, is the Senior Assistant Secretary, Mrs. Rosina Rage, who will now do an expression of thanks on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the Ambassador.
Good morning, everyone. Ambassador Calvin Ho, Minister, Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization, etc. Fellow colleagues, representatives from the various organizations who will be receiving the donations. On behalf of the Permanent Secretary, who is not here today because, as Minister would have expressed, call, she had an urgent call beyond her control where she had to go and deal with that meeting relative to COVID-19. Minister would have spoken a lot about it. We know a lot of us in the community are afraid of COVID-19, but we have been given a lot of information from the Ministry of Health and otherwise. We just need to pay particular attention to those information, listen to the correct sources, the relevant sources, and take the precautionary measures. On behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and by extension the Ministry of National Mobilization, I missed Secretary Lucy Wang, on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and by extension the Ministry of National Mobilization. We wish to express our profound thanks and gratitude to the Embassy of the Republic of Taiwan and China, and also to the Simple Help Foundation and the Wu Chi Share Foundation. I hope I pronounced it correctly. For their continued support, the continued donations that they will give through the Ministry of National Mobilization for distribution to our most vulnerable persons. We are hopeful that the representative from each group here today are going to ensure that the donations, when received, are given to the persons who need it most, those who should actually receive it and not just to just take them and give them away any willy-nilly how. Once again, we thank you for being here and hope to work with you in the future. Thanks.
Thank you very much, SES. At this time, we would invite Honorable Minister and His Excellency the Ambassador to do the first symbolic exchange of, we will do it at the front. I believe the lighting is better here, yes. So we'll do it at the front where the lighting is better. So just to give you an idea of some of the persons who will be receiving these donations, we have the Bookment Development Organization, the Seventh-day Adventist Darkest Group, Anglican Church Women's Association Outreach Program, Pembroke, Kittels Community Development Organization, the Julia Clark Group, Liberty Lodge Sewing Class, Parenting Groups, Single Parents, Teen Mothers, Community Groups, Adult and Continuing Education's Program, well, they have 2 sewing classes, one in Brighton and one at Lodge Village, Friends of Georgetown Hospital, First Impression Preschool in Mariacoa, Hibiscus Garment Making, another of the Adult and Continuing Education Skills Training Program, a preschool from Bayabu, Youth in Agriculture Program, and I pause here to say the Youth in Agriculture Program has fast becoming one of the flagship program of the Ministry of National Mobilization through the Youth Affairs Department. We're now heading into Chateaubelair. We know that there is Overland, there is Bayabu, there is Chateaubelair coming on stream, and I believe there are 2 others. But I want to say to the media, because Minister, I think we may not have had the opportunity prior. We are pleased to announce that they are now a cooperative society. And if you understand the concept of a cooperative society, you will understand the hallmark and the steps that has been made to ensure that has happened. And given the fact that we're having this donation here today, and you heard the Minister talk about getting persons to become viably economic self-sustaining, it's going to happen under that program as well. So not because it's called Youth in Agriculture, I mean that's the only component that the ministry would focus on. So young people who are looking at us today, who will be hearing the news, be assured that this information is what you need to know. The Youth Affairs Department, the Social Protection Division of the Ministry, the Gender Affairs Division, 3 of the outlets, and there's also Community Development Division. Those are 4 outlets that persons can go to to find out more information about what can be done through the donations that you hear about here today, and also the adult and continuing education, where you can find resources to become viably, economically sustaining. All right? We also have Happy Learners Preschool from Barley and Jelly's Daycare from right here in Rayland Hill. So first we would ask the ambassador and our minister to do the first symbolic exchange of items. And again, if you pay close attention, you'll see the types of gifts that are here. Bex, if you could help me, do you want them in front or behind you? You want them in front. Okay, so you come right in front, Minister and Ambassador. And I also want to say very much thank you to the media for being here this morning with us. We have our very own ITSD and VC3 who have always been willing to work with the Ministry of National Mobilization. We want to thank you guys very much for being able to share with the rest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines the work. So if you come across a little bit until you all are satisfied with your shots. Over to the preschools from here. So somebody who's representing a preschool, it doesn't matter who, just one of the persons from a preschool. That's all right, you can smile. So you see their little shoe and so on that they will have. I believe they're baby stuff in its entirety. Any of the church groups, because we have the Seventh-day, we have the Anglican, so anybody representing any of them. Or both of you can come, that's fine. I don't think the ambassador would mind having two beautiful ladies on either side of him. Okay, so come over this way, come, yeah. Wonderful, right there should be very good. Yeah, so you look up and look to all the cameras. Yeah, come in. Right, so that's wonderful. So Minister, you stay right there.
Good.
No, well, the name here, so it's either you come or you have a representative come. Either you come or you send a representative. So we have somebody from one of the parenting group. Right. Well, Ms. Kwame, you're still going to come because you don't stand up. We have to make this nice and dandy because we're going to be going live afterwards. So that persons can see us on VC3 on their Facebook page. Oh, we are actually live now? From since we start. So again, there we go. So Ambassador, we've been live on VC3. And again, we want to thank VC3 for doing this work for us. Okay. And you'll get the link so that we can share it back in Taiwan with our folks there. Okay. Finally, anybody that I've missed who was not here? I was just playing it with you, Anto. The youth in agriculture. I know it's your baby, but we have a young lady. This young lady is from Overland Group. We put our young people on display. Alright, so different components of the youth in agriculture. Minister, you have to lead again, so you come right. Once you come over, everybody else will follow you, Minister. So we look at each of the cameras.
These are some belts.
So we have some belts, we have some shoe, pillows, and there are some other gadgets and items that they would have to utilize. We would like to say thank you. We want to thank everyone who came here with us this morning to be part of this handing over ceremony. We appreciate the love. Liberty Lodge. Okay, so we do, so Miss Lewis and Miss Pear would both come. You will not get away from the camera today. Continue your work in giving back to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and within your community. So again, this has all been made possible through the kind courtesies of the Republic of China Taiwan Embassy here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through two of their foundations in Taiwan, the Simply Health Foundation and the Wu Xiongqi Foundation. Got it right this time? Closer this time? Wu Tongqi. Right. Get it closer. And so we want to say thank you. And we guarantee you that these things are going to be put to proper use. As a matter of fact, you'd be very surprised, Ambassador, that we may very well invite you back to a graduation ceremony where you're going to see some of these very items being made into clothing items. Also, you would have other components where you would see them at work and at play within the Ministry of National Mobilization and its other ministries and partners with whom we work very closely. So thank you very much. And again, thank you VC3 for taking us live this morning. And we look forward to continued relationship with VC3. It has been a very fruitful relationship thus far. And we are happy that we continue to work to the betterment of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this allows us to share with those who are less fortunate. And so we say again, to the Republic of China Taiwan Embassy, we thank you.
Thank you, just in time. Just in time. Here we have some shoes. Some other shoes there.
Oh yeah. How about here?
Some of it.
The one that builds. I think that's what we're having with
This is last year. This year they were
Oh, so okay. So these ones we can freely distribute all of these. Okay.
This is